What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. I'm Digital Armo, the CEO of Acero. Today I'm going to be talking to you about starting a website in 2025 and doing SEO. I'm going to be basically walking you through some of the systems, some of the tools, some of the best practices that we use over at my agency to deliver results for our clients and also for our own lead generation websites. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the content of this video. I just want to say, please do subscribe to my channel if you find this content informative. I'm going to be releasing a lot more content, case studies. I'm going to be talking about rank and ren and also about some of the automations that we're building over here at my agency. So it should be quite an interesting selection of content coming to you guys in the next weeks and months. So please do subscribe and follow us for more. All right, guys, let's jump straight into it. So firstly, when you're starting a website, you need to think of a niche. I mean, that goes without saying, you need a niche, but then you also need to think about your domain name. You need to think about where to buy this domain name. One of my favorite domain name purchasing websites is called Namecheap. Their prices are really reasonable. You can search for your domain name here. You press search, for example. Cheers. Lawyers.co.uk, for example. There you go, chiswicklawyers.co.uk. There is like, you can buy that one for $7, etc., etc. It's very self-explanatory. Just add it to cart, create an account, and then check out. And yeah, pretty easy, guys, pretty easy. After you buy a domain name, you're going to want to host your website somewhere. So just because you bought your domain name on Namecheap doesn't mean that you can go ahead and start building your website automatically. You actually have to connect your domain name to a hosting provider. Our favorite hosting provider is SiteGround. You can actually start using SiteGround for very cheap, only $3 a month, but then the price does increase to this after some period of time. SiteGround is not the cheapest website hosting platform, but it is honestly one of the fastest. We've been using it at Acero for the last like 5 or 6 years. We've got most of our sites hosted on it now. We used to use another one called TMD hosting, but we've actually found that SiteGround is much faster. The customer service is also really good. And just the caching capabilities that it has in the back end are very powerful, and the fact that it also has its own plugins that you can install onto your WordPress site is really handy, because it allows your website to operate at a very kind of optimized level, integrating it really well with the SiteGround backend and just making everything really easy to use and really fast. And that's really important when you are building a website, and speed is super important. So having a hosting provider that can deliver speed is one of the most important things, I would say. And do check it out. And if it is too expensive for you, then I would suggest potentially going to TMD hosting. It's slightly cheaper from what I remember. I haven't looked at the prices recently, but TMD hosting is also quite a solid hosting provider that we used to use as well. But now we've just got everything all in one place, and we're very big advocates of SiteGround over here. So you got your domain name, you got your server, you got your hosting. So now you need a theme. Just for the sake of this video, we're going to say that you're building your site on WordPress. So you're going to need like a WordPress theme, a WordPress template to make your site go from just being a domain name to something really beautiful and engaging that people want to use and visit and read. So our favorite theme over here at Acero is a theme called Cadence. We love it so much because it's really fast. The sites look really beautiful once they're made, and they're just so easy to build. They're actually perfect if you are just starting out in building websites, doing SEO, running ads, whatever kind of digital marketing you're doing. Cadence is such a beautiful website theme. If you need a website, it's definitely worth looking into. You can start with Cadence for free. It's got like a really comprehensive selection of basic starter themes, which are all free at the very beginning. full of features. You can basically just apply a theme to your website, and you can just edit the content, change the images, and you can have a website up and running in Kadence really fast. There's also a ton of YouTube videos about Kadence and people using it. They've also got a really good knowledge base on their website, so it's a great place to start if you on your journey into web development and basic web design. So do check out Kadence. Another alternative is Elementor. We have built websites with Elementor before. Find Elementor slightly slower than Kadence, and it's difficult to optimize with regards to speed. I feel like the actual code of Elementor is way heavier than Kadence, but I really do recommend Kadence as a website building tool. And if you have any questions about it, you can always just drop it in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer. So you've got your domain, you've got your hosting, you've built your beautiful website on Kadence, you've uploaded all your service pages, your homepage, about us page, your contact us page, privacy policy, terms and conditions, your logo, everything is done. It's looking squeaky clean and beautiful. So now guys, what you need to really think about is how you're going to market this website with SEO. So there's two ways of doing this. SEO in 2025 is all about building topical authority in your niche. So that is basically being the expert in your niche. There are a few different ways of doing this. One of them is by going ahead and doing keyword research using tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush. Another way is by using ChatGPT to create initial topical maps. So this is Ahrefs here. I'm just going to jump into this quickly for you, and then we're going to go on and look at ChatGPT, and I'm going to talk about why you should actually be combining these two approaches for maximum impact. So Ahrefs is a website analysis tool. It allows you to analyze websites, so you can just type your competitors into here, or you can just type in any website to see how it's doing. Just for the sake of this video, let's look at a website we were already looking at, namecheap.com, where you originally bought your domain name. And as you can see here, Namecheap is an extremely powerful website. It gets 2.4 million people come to it a month. It's ranking for 260,000 plus keywords. It's got 80,000 backlinks and a domain ranking of 92. I mean, guys, if you can ever get your website to this standard, then you are absolutely winning. But anyway, just for the sake of this video, I mean, Ahrefs lets you look at the keywords any website is ranking for, how they're driving traffic, what position on Google they're in, and this kind of thing. Obviously, you can see Namecheap is heavily branded, very good brand authority. So many people are simply looking for Namecheap, and that's really awesome to see. Another thing to do is you could just go ahead and do your own keyword research. So let's say that you are an architect in London and you are in the United Kingdom here. You can just search here and you can see, obviously this is a very hard keyword. You can see how much search volume there is for this keyword, and you can look at related keywords to this, which you can start to incorporate into your website and onto your blogs. Yes, some of them are relevant, some of them are not going to be relevant, but this is just an example of how you can use the tool Ahrefs and what kind of keywords you can find. Obviously this is a very brief example of it, but there's a lot of digging to do when you're using Ahrefs. It gets also quite addictive as a tool, so it is a really interesting tool. But if you're just doing this on a brand new website that you've just started, I would highly recommend you outsource this to a trained SEO professional who will just be able to give you a keyword list. They will go ahead, they'll do the research in a day or two, and they'll give you a keyword list and blog topics that you should initially write for your website, and that's probably a better way of doing it if you're just starting out. Okay, so let's say that you are using ChatGPT to also help you on developing what kind of content plan you should be writing. So here is a prompt I wrote earlier. This is for a plumbing company. So I prompt ChatGPT in this way in order to get a 3-month content plan based with these kinds of titles. You are an SEO expert for plumbers in the UK. You need to build topical authority for a brand new plumbing company in London. What initial blog topics would you write for this company? Please split it by 3 months and 6 topics per month. So in month 4, month 1, month 2, month 3, etc. I mean, this is a basic prompt. It could go far more detailed than that. for the sake of this video, we're just going to do a basic one. And here is a foundational content plan that you can now go away and write about. These are going to not be writing content on actual keywords found from Ahrefs or SEMrush. Used in concordance with a strategy like this, it would be quite solid, I would say, because as you can see, these are common pain points that people experience with regards to plumbing queries in the City of London. So this is combining ChatGPT output and knowledge with also official keyword research from Ahrefs would be a really good strategy when it comes down to building that initial topical authority for your website, for your new brand, and just getting search engines understanding what you're about, and starting to drive traffic to your pages. So you got your content plan, you got your keywords, and now you know what kind of blogs you need to write. You can use ChatGPT to write this content. However, I do recommend that you human edit it and fact check it before it goes anywhere near your website. But one of my favorite tools for writing content is actually Grammarly. Grammarly is a great tool. You can just copy and paste your article in here, and you can see what kind of corrections can be made to it, spelling mistakes, etc. I do like Grammarly for content writing and also for spell checking and all of this kind of stuff, but I do not necessarily like it for plagiarism checking it, because I think that its plagiarism score is weak. It's better to use a much more heavy duty tool for plagiarism checking, which I'll go into shortly. But anyway, let's just say that you wrote your piece of content, you used ChatGPT, you human edited it, you fact checked it, it's now here, and now you're going to improve it for it to perform in the best possible way it possibly can with regards to its SEO value. And that's when we use a tool like Neuron Writer, which is really similar to another tool called Surfer SEO. Neuron Writer is a tool that basically allows you to SEO optimize this content to the same level of your competitors. You type in the title here, you paste your content here, then Neuron Writer goes over the internet and it finds other companies and other people who have written similar pieces of content, and it basically tells you what you need to do to improve your score so that your content is just as good as theirs, if not better. So this is the score of other websites who have written on this same piece of content, and this is the score that we've optimized this content for. So this is just an example of how we have used SEO content writing tools that give you really good data-driven insights on how you can actually improve your content in 2025. So after you've actually written your content, then it comes down to plagiarism checking. Qtext is one of the best plagiarism checking tools you can buy. Qtext is so thorough. It gives you really great data-driven insights on who else has said things in a similar way to you, and what you can change in order to make your content more unique. The reports do take quite a long time. I mean, this will probably take a good 5 minutes to check because it's so in-depth. But when it does produce a report, then it displays it in this way, where you can clearly see the plagiarism scores here. As a general rule of thumb, we tend to advise to keep plagiarism below 15% on Qtext. I think if you're doing that, you're playing it really, really safe. It is for sure one of the best plagiarism checking tools on the market. They also do have an AI checking tool, and it costs us maybe about $35 to $45 a month, and we get to check. I think it's between 70,000 to 100,000 words of content, which is really a substantial amount. I just also want to make sure that you understand that I didn't mention in the other sections, but ChatGPT, we use a paid subscription for that. We're paying around $20 a month, and for Grammarly, I think it's like $100 a year. So those are the prices for those tools. Neuron Writer has a really great lifetime deal. It used to have anyway, but it doesn't have it anymore, unfortunately. But I think Neuron Writer, how much does it cost? Let's have a look. Neuron Writer costs, let's have a look, just so we know. Okay, this is how much it costs. I mean, it's totally worth it. I mean, it's really helped us get content ranking um, and meeting the potential that it probably wouldn't have met without the insights it's given us. So I do recommend looking into a tool like Neuron Writer as well. Alternatives are Surfer SEO, which is also pretty good. However, it is definitely more expensive than Neuron Writer, and it essentially does exactly the same thing. So, guys, thank you for tuning in for that episode. I basically walked you through the whole kind of life cycle of starting a website. So, buying your domain name, getting a hosting provider, installing a good theme, knowing how to do keyword research and write content, and then also going into how you can use certain SEO content tools to make sure that your content is fully SEO optimized, and then going into also plagiarism checking and why that's important before you publish any content to your website. If you like this video, do give me a like, do give me a subscribe. There's going to be plenty more content coming really soon on SEO topics. And I just hope you're finding it valuable, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much.